Well, Ayanna, this is the first time that we are hearing from David Schaller. He says he met with homicide detectives on multiple occasions during the initial years of the investigation. He told detectives then what he repeated again last year, and that led to the arrest of the suspect.
It was a tip about this Chevy Avalanche that led to the arrest of Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Uerman. The clue coming from the victim Amber Costello's Long Island roommate at the time. David Schaller telling the Associated Press he spoke with homicide detectives multiple times more than a decade ago when Costello vanished. He was re-interviewed in 2022 and brought it up again. Schaller telling the AP, quote, "I gave them the exact description of the truck and the dude. I mean, come on. Why didn't they use that?" We went to the Brooklyn address listed for Schaller now, but he wasn't available to speak with us Saturday night. Schaller had also told investigators a decade ago that he came face to face with the suspect in the driveway of their West Babylon home, telling the AP, quote, "When they told me she was dead, he was the first person who jumped in my head. I've been picturing his face for 13 years. Suffolk District Attorney Ray Tierney on what Schaller said.
Specifically, the individuals between 6'4" and 6'6", come well over 200 pounds.
Tierney says detectives connected the victim to burner phones back in 2012, but it wasn't until years later that detectives narrowed that to a region of Massapequa Park and cross-referenced it with DMV records. According to vehicle history reports, Uerman bought the pickup at a Chevy dealer on Long Island in 2002 and transferred ownership to his brother in South Carolina in 2012. Tierney, who became DA in 2022, explains why the tip got buried.
When they're getting that's lost within a sea of other tips and information they're getting. And at the time, there wasn't really any, coherent leadership at the top. There is no interaction between the FBI and the other agencies.
And retired Suffolk Police Detective Rob Trotta, who worked with the FBI, tells me it really was a Suffolk Police Department and District Attorney's Office in crisis more than a decade ago.
I really think this should have been solved, 3 weeks after that body was found. The head of the District Attorney's Office was a guy named Jimmy Burke, who later became the chief of police. We know now that he was a criminal. He went to federal prison. The district attorney at the time is still in federal prison. And I think what happened was, and I know this firsthand because I've talked to retired inspectors and chiefs in the police department, they were unaware that the car was there. They were unaware that there was a 6'4" male as a suspect. They were not being told this.
And tonight, the suspect, Rex Uerman, remains behind bars in the Suffolk County Jail. He has pled not guilty and is charged with 3 of the murders. He's the prime suspect in a 4th, but 10 sets of human remains were found along Ocean Parkway, and the investigation continues into those.